Okay. Welcome to round 3 here at DJ Collectibles in Milford, Massachusetts. On this pretty cold April day. It's April 2nd and it's, to be honest, it's freezing. We have Pedro. He's on your right. He's playing against Ben. On your left, looks like we got a bad Eldrazi deck. Not sure what Pedro's playing, but we're about to find out, aren't we? So, Ben Eldrazi. Pedro, you know, I had Pedro on camera in February, playing against a good friend of his. But for the life of me, I can't remember what he was playing. If I had to judge a book by its cover, I'd say he's playing a working man's deck. I mean, look at those overalls. Ooh, and I was wrong. Look at this. Wow, I have this deck list here. 4 Through the Breach, 4 Primetime, 4 Summoners Pact. Damn. Pedro goes hard. Ben's gonna have his work cut out for him because Pedro's deck is set up to Goldfish. That is all it wants to do. It is not trying to interact. It's not trying to play discard or counters or sweepers or anything like that. It is trying to put a Primeval Titan into play and just bash and lightning bolt with its own lands. And Sakura Tribe Elder to help him out. Turn 2 Displacer, you know, not bad. But also, he's playing against Valakut. So he's going to need to have a pretty quick clock. He's going to need Thought Knot. He's going to need Displacer Thought Knot. He's going to need Smasher, Clock. I get the feeling this isn't a great matchup. Excuse me, everybody. I have the deck list backward. Let me fix that for y'all. There we go. Oh, well, this is a pretty good draw. Pedro has a Lightning Bolt. Lucky for him. Because otherwise, that would have been a good combination. Ben, Thought Knots, sees Summoner's Pact Through the Breach. I can't quite tell what that last card is. Is a green card and is not Primeval Titan. That's all that really matters, to be honest. Have to imagine he's going to take the Summoner's Pact here. Oh, excuse me. That must have been a Primeval Titan. Must be the promo that I didn't recognize. Interesting. Looks like I was wrong about something. Pedro left only with what looks like a Through the Breach in his hand. Not quite sure what went on right there. But all will be clear in time. Bashing for 9. There we go. That's a clock right there. Kurt Tribell jumps in the way. He fetches. But Pedro on a 2-turn clock here. He's facing down 9 damage. He needs some gas. Escape Shift would do it. Ooh, okay. Obstinate Ballot. That is not a game winner. But it keeps him alive. And more, actually. Threatening the trade of the Thought Knot. Ooh, wow, look at this. Displacer, Thought Knot. And Pedro rightly looks pretty annoyed. Now, the way this works is that the Displacer blinks the Thought Knot during the draw step. He says, okay, yeah, you've drawn, but blink the Thought Knot. He says, okay, draw a card. Then I will exile a card from your hand. Now, Pedro can still respond with Through the Breach into Primeval Titan. Because Through the Breach is an instant. But I guess he didn't draw a Prime Time or a Summoner's Pact. Wow, takes the Simian Spirit Guide. Very interesting. Pedro left only with the Breach. He's not drawing dead. If he can just draw Escape Shift, draw a Prime Time. Hell, get enough mountains for Valakut to be live. To kill the Displacer. Any of these things would be okay. Some of them might even be game winners for him. Ben's army grows. Pedro's army stays the same. 5-5 attacks. Pedro could double block this. I think it's right. I mean, it hurts, right, to have to do that, because then you lose your 4-4. That threatens to trade. But man, when you're at 13 life facing down a Reality Smasher, I think you just got to do what you got to do. I think you got to just make this trade, and he does. It was a 6-6 because of Noble, so both creatures die. And now Pedro is in trouble. He has only lands. Oh, but look at this. Do these represent mountains? Oh, wow. Wow. Ghost Quarter. Heads up play by Ben with the fetch land triggers on the stack. He Ghost Quarters the Valakut, killing it, getting Pedro another mountain. But he doesn't have any Valakuts now. Stomping Ground? Stomping Ground, or maybe those are Syndiclades. Don't really know, because all those gray lands look the same to me. Getting lands. Forest, forest. Pedro wants to keep mountains in his deck, just in case he draws that scape shift. Smart play. My mind would have still been on getting mountains for Valakut, but he plays to his outs. It didn't work. He lost. The Thought Knot Displacer combo is pretty strong. You basically get to, at instant speed, strip the best card from your opponent's hand. Which is kind of crazy. Definitely why they don't print instant speed discard for that very reason. The instant speed discard's super rare in Magic. There's like Funeral Charm, Funeral Charm, a few more that I can't think of right now. But that's why they don't do it, because you get in a situation where your opponent just has no way out. They just, if you make them discard during their draw step, well, they're forced to play at instant speed, and most decks can't do that. We're in round 3 here at TJ's April Titanium Challenge. Some real luminaries in the room today. Some TJ's legends. If you weren't here to see, got guys like Chris Alexander, Matt Stone. Guys have been coming to TJ's for a long time. Some old school players coming out to play Modern, because Modern is awesome. And in my mind, the best format right now. People would disagree with me. People say, no, it's too random. It's too random. The die roll. The sideboards. Who drives their sideboard cards? And yeah, I mean, these things are partly true. But those people just don't have the right cards in their sideboard. Those people aren't playing the right deck. If you think that about Modern, you just aren't playing the right deck. You are not adapting correctly. Luminaries like Tony Petronic and Brian Kelly are here. Old school guys. Old school guys. Guys have been coming to TJ's longer than I have, and I've been coming here for 15 years. Matt Stone always trying to regale me a story about Pro Tour number like -4 or something that he attended. He really wants me to know about Pro Tour -4. And then, you know, we got the new guns, the young guns, the guys who played in every challenge, top 8 at some of them, almost won some, guys like Gordon Callahan, who is wearing the same sweatshirt he's been wearing at every event, playing the same deck he's been playing at every event. He's playing Infect, playing all 4 Troll Aesthetic in the sideboard like he's played at every event. I've seen those 4 Troll Aesthetics beat more Jund players than you would believe, with a Rancor on them. Pretty ridiculous. going back to this match, you know, Pedro, not much to side in, really, because, well, red cards deal 2 and 3 damage, and Eldrazi's have 4 and 5 toughness. Nothing really doing there. He's got engineered explosives, I guess. Kill, like, Noble Hierarch and stuff, but really, all his cards only kill small things. Anger of the Gods, Sudden Shock, Ancient Grudge, Engineered, Reclamation Sage. These all kill the 1-drops, the 2-drops, the Displacers, the Mana Accelerants. He has no profitable way to deal with the Reality Smasher, which I think, if I flip through these deck lists, can probably be said about most people here. Reality Smasher is a sick card. Ben, on the other hand, gets a lot of good stuff. He gets Stubborn Denials and Negates. He gets Warships and Elspeths. He gets Worldbreaker and Thragtusk. He gets bigger cards. He gets to go big. Because he has to know that Pedro has red cards. Red cards are not good against players that go big like this. So, the Hierarch dies to a Bolt, as expected. Pedro's going to be able to deal with the small creatures. He's going to be able to deal with the little threats, the Talismans and the Nobles. He's going to be able to chump block with Sakura Tribuilder, but he's not going to be able to deal 5 damage to a Reality Smasher. That's just so difficult for him. Ancient Stirrings finds Eldrazi Temple. Eldrazi Temple hits the battlefield. Pedro gets Mountain, untaps, looking to cast some more setup, because he's a few mana short of being able to prime time, 1 or 2, depending on which way he has. Yeah, he just untaps. No more land drops. Wow. The deck that needs to get to 6 mana has no more land drops. That's no good. Half the combo. Eldrazi Displacer. Pedro just needs some mana. He needs a Spirit Guide. He needs a land. There's a land. That's a nice one. Let's see if he has Breach Titan. Does he have Breach Titan? Pedro. Ooh, this is good news. Good news for Pedro. He has Pact for Titan. That's half of it. Benjamin. The face of a man who knows he's in big trouble. The faster he flicks his cards, the more trouble he's in. That's for damn sure. Prime time. Boom. Trigger. In response path. Okay. It still gets 3 lands. That's exactly what it needed to do. 1. That's for path. 2. That's for Titan. 3 for Titan. Valakut. 5 mountains already in play. 2 Valakuts online. Pedro's life total healthy at 19. I like his chances. Ben. His face says it all. Take a look. The wry smile. He's like, okay. That's what I get. That's what I get for trying to play fair. Casting 3/3s for 3 in Modern. When all you do is cast a few 1-mana spells and a 3/3 for 3, you gotta expect the losses coming. 1. Attack for 4, bring to 15. And Ghost Quarter, you know, Ghost Quarter's alright. It represents something. It's like a little bit. But when every mountain represents 6 damage, Ben just might be dead. He could just be dead. If Pedro has 2 ramp spells, he's dead. You guys need to step out for 1 second. I must have been sleeping because I thought the Summoner's Pact wasn't paid for. I guess it was. I guess I just skipped through that turn. I was blabbing about something irrelevant, clearly. Big Daddy Drowner. Pedro really needs just Mountain. Mountain would be great. Pedro has to be a little frustrated here. I mean, I'm frustrated for him. His deck did what it wants to do, and he didn't win. He just says, okay, Foothills, go. Foothills represents a mountain. The Ghost Quarter on Ben's side can kill one of the Valakuts. Pedro trying to figure out if he should try to go for the creatures or try to go for Ben's face. He needs 5 Valakut triggers to kill Ben. Wooded Foothills represents 2. He needs 3 more. Wow, Smasher. Wow. This is not good for Pedro. That's 12. Pedro's at 14 with the fetch land. He's basically at 1. At this point, he just has to try and go for Ben's face, I think. It's hard to say, actually. And yeah, looks like he agrees with my first assessment. He's like, all right, I'm at 2. I'm going to draw Titan. That ain't a Titan. I've seen the face of a man who's drawn a Titan, and that is not a Titan. Wow, Pedro. Wow, Pedro. A couple Valakut triggers short. Drawing 2 through the breaches. That's pretty unlucky. But, same as with the Cheerios deck we saw earlier. Linear combo deck. Very little card selection. Everything has to go right. And it didn't. Everything went wrong for Pedro. He drew way too many through the breaches. He didn't draw Escape Shift. He didn't draw another Summoner's Pact or a Primetime. Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for me and you. I would have liked to see a game 3. Could have drawn Oath of Nissa to dig him deeper. But linear combo deck, no card selection. That's, you know, that's what it is. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And Pedro is out of contention. Ben Cohen, still in. He moves on to 2-1. Pretty cool stuff. Bant Eldrazi going strong. Really, at this tournament, all the aggro decks are going strong. Linear combo decks are falling by the wayside, but these decks that have a coherent plan to beat down are doing pretty well. Let's see if it keeps up. We got round 4 up next. Halfway done with the Swiss. Check out the next VOD in the playlist, round 4.